Good afternoon from Yummy B TV. Wishing you all well, of course. Lovely day out there, right? So I just popped back in to do this video. And I've never laughed so much at a set of circumstances regarding one prisoner, namely Tommy Robinson, and what's coming out of the day of the judicial hearing, where his counsel challenged the Ministry of Justice and the authorities and Wood Hill, where he is being housed down in segregation, saying that it's doing more harm to him being down the segregation because he wants to be on normal location surrounded by other prisoners, right? Now, the Ministry of Justice opposes that he should be allowed back on the wing or in normal circumstances in any prison population, right? What everybody else would be entitled to. And these are the reasons that are being suggested so far, right? Because there's going to be more to come on this. Now, they're saying that he's had, what is it, 12,000 phone calls in all the time that he's been away. So they logged them things down there in a little file. Hours on an exercise yard all by himself. Even entitled to opportunities of work down the segregation, because that's the only place that he would be allowed to work, by way of painting, decorating, and cleaning out cells. They suggest something like 3.5 hours a week or whatever. Tommy Robinson's counsel say no. In fact, they're talking 1.5 hours all in one day on a Wednesday to clean out cells, which I say Tommy Robinson will be not interested in doing. So I'll be very shocked to hear that he's taken on any of those opportunities that they are suggesting. But look, he's down there, down the segregation. He doesn't want to be. He's a civil prisoner. So all these privileges, emails, laptops, that he has access to, that they've put in place for him to say that he is living better than any other prisoner while he's down the seg in Wood Hill, is absolutely ludicrous and ridiculous and really quite funny, because as a civil prisoner, he's getting what he's entitled to. Got to laugh at all this. Now listen, right? Now, the other bit, of course. And it's right that you asked me the question. Now, the only thing that baffles me is when he got moved from Belmarsh, it was suggested that the governor of Belmarsh offered him the wings at Belmarsh, right? And it wasn't taken up. Or did it happen? Or didn't it? But whatever it was, he got moved to Wood Hill and went straight down the seg. They're saying that the two men, lifers in Wood Hill, where they're getting intelligence from, that he will get done, maimed, beat up, or whatever way, by way of violence, if they let him back. If they let him, not back, because he's never been up on the wing. If they let him up on the wing, he gets done. Now, some of you asking me, well, how could they just be doing this to just keep him down there and saying, do such men exist and do these two men exist? Now, look, how it works, well, how it always works when I was away anyway, is that those names of the two, there would have to be two names, because they would have to have them written down and cover their own arses down there in Wood Hill, right? So they will name the two lifers. When it gets to a courtroom like it has today, it is my belief that Tommy Robinson won't have access to who they are, right? His counsel, though, could get to find out who they are to see if they're telling the truth, kind of thing, that there are two men after him, and because what they really might be suggesting is we want the best for him and we don't really want him to get hurt and all that. But we know that's all nonsense as well, because there's many factors why they might not want him on the wing, and there is, right? Now look, so in history, in them files, when there's, right, we're leaving you down the seg because we believe that you're going to get done. When you ask to access your files yourself as a prisoner, there's normally a green bit of liquid or Tipex kind of thing to scrub out the names that are being suggested. So you can't tell for obvious reasons and be able to do anything back or respond in any way to where they've got the information from about these two men that are going to do it. But it happens all the time in prison. And many men will get down and say, on this rule, one of the rules that Tommy Robinson's under down there, and normally they would investigate to find out if there's any truth in it, and then either let you back up or move you to another prison. Now, what I am saying to you it don't matter wherever he goes, because Tommy Robinson should be in a DCAT as a civil prisoner and be entitled to weekend leaves. There's no if or buts about that. But what they will do is what they're doing now is that everywhere, even if at the end of all this, and I've got a funny feeling that they will have to move him to another prison and let him up. Because if he's asking to go up, I mean, where's the justice and the reasoning behind holding him down in the segregation as a civil prisoner, right? But we're not going to go into all that today. But they will say the same thing. Everywhere he goes, then we've heard that he's going to get done and we have to house him down here. So it's just that old chestnut, that game that they played from hundreds of years ago on hearsay. And there's nothing, basically, you can do about it whilst you're in that system, which is the challenge now with the judicial review. Because Tommy Robinson probably knows this all along. But in history, we know that there is probably a fatwa out on Tommy Robinson. And it won't be just because of now. It will be because he's had them Osborne warnings over the years and that kind of stuff. So that would be an easy card for them to draw. So I suggest that the reality is that he could possibly win this judicial review, right? But go on the wing in what prison, right? It can only be an open prison, right? Or you do the proper thing and you just set him free because it's causing too much. They're going to make them so. I've never seen an argument on the first part of this. If that's all they're coming, look what he's getting treated really well down there, the seg. No, it's what he's entitled to. And what he's supposed to get as a civil prisoner, really in reality, because a lot of non-civil prisoners under the rule that he's under down there will get access to those things, I'm afraid, especially where you don't want to be down there anyway. All right, so the view will be that. There was one more thing that I had to add, but it's absolute. I can't really think because, I just do my videos off the top of my head. But nah, we told you on Yami B TV anyway that his life will always be under threat. So it's a real catch-22 that they don't want to budge. His counsel are onto it, Tommy Robinson's. But which way is it going to swing? It's just making everybody look a bit rather silly, especially the authorities, because now you're going to have to disclose probably other material that you didn't want to, or you just give in, basically, and accept that what you're doing to him is inhuman. See you all later.